Hello and welcome back to the Human Manual. I am your host Ankit, and today we are going to continue with the text 9 of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Till now we had discussed the text 8 of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where we have seen how Arjuna put forward his arguments to not fight this war, how he had become full of false lamentations because of his attachment to his relatives. And those lamentations were not the real lamentations, that were false lamentations, because he was attached to his relatives he was having the realization of body realization, and therefore he was lamenting for the bodies which is anyways going to perish. Therefore, even though he had all the knowledges, but they were of no use, because that was not solving his problems. So now we will discuss in the text 9. Now Sanjaya is going to inform Dhritarashtra what has been going on right now in the war, what is the position of Arjuna and how he is feeling and what is the current situation. So now we will listen to Sanjaya Uvacha. Now Sanjaya is going to speak to Dhritarashtra, and he is informing of the current situation of the Kurukshetra war. Sanjaya Uvacha Evam yukta hrishikesam gudakesa parantapaha nayotsya iti govindam muktva tusnim bhabuvaha. So Sanjaya said, having spoken thus, Arjuna, chastiser of enemies, told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. So Arjuna is being here referred as Gudakes. We had already heard this word, right? Gudakes means someone who is the master of ignorance. Guda means sleep or ignorance. And who is Arjuna? Arjuna is the master of ignorance. That's why he is known as Gudakes. But why is he known as Gudakes? Because he had taken complete shelter of Krishna. And who takes complete shelter of Krishna? Someone who is completely out of ignorance. Only that person can take complete or full surrender to Krishna. So that's why Arjuna is being here referred to as Gudakesh, because after all these lamentations and all the things which he thought that this could work, or these principles, religions, or whatever knowledge he had, that were not solving his problem. And what was the problem? He was not willing to fight against the enemies, which was his dharma. So therefore he decided to take shelter of Lord Krishna. He surrendered himself as his disciple and Lord Krishna, and declared and accepted Lord Krishna as his guru or spiritual master. Now we will read the purport. Dhritarashtra must have been very glad to understand that Arjuna was not going to fight and was instead leaving the battlefield for the begging profession. So Dhritarashtra had become very glad, or he must have been very glad by realizing that Arjuna is not going to fight and is giving up the war, and he will take up the profession of begging. So he was feeling very glad about this. But Sanjaya disappointed him. So Sanjaya disappointed him again in relating that Arjuna was competent to kill his enemies. Parantapaha. In the Sanskrit text it is mentioned Gudakesa Parantapaha. Parantapaha means the chastiser of the enemies. So Arjuna is completely competent and he is the chastiser of enemies. So Sanjaya disappointed him again in relating that Arjuna was competent to kill his enemies, Parantapaha. Although Arjuna was, for the time being, overwhelmed with the false grief due to family affection, he surrendered unto Krishna, the supreme spiritual master, as a disciple. This indicated that he would soon be free from false lamentation resulting from family affection, and would be enlightened with perfect knowledge of self-realization or Krishna consciousness, and would then surely fight. Now because Arjuna had taken complete surrender, had completely taken shelter of Lord Krishna and accepted him as his guru or spiritual master, and therefore he was soon going to get out of the false lamentation resulting from family affection, and would be enlightened with perfect knowledge of self-realization, that is Krishna consciousness, and would then surely fight. Thus Dhritarashtra's joy would be frustrated, since Arjuna would be enlightened by Krishna and would fight to the end. So initially, as soon as Sanjaya spoke, Dhritarashtra had become a little bit happy. He was a little bit what do you say? He was very glad that Arjuna is okay. So Arjuna has become completely full of lamentation, and therefore he has given up the war and he is not going to fight. But as soon as he was told by Sanjaya that Arjuna is Gudakesh and he is a Parantapaha, he is a chastiser of the enemies, and also now because he has taken shelter of Krishna, therefore he would definitely get out of this false lamentation and he would fight this war till the end. So again Dhritarashtra became disappointed. Now we will read the text 10 because these texts are a little bit small. Therefore we will continue to the text 10 of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Sanjaya continues to speak. Tam uvacha rishikesa parahansan iva bharata senayor ubhayor madhe visidantam iva idam vachaha. Tam uvacha rishikesa. And then Rishikesa spoke. Rishikesh is Krishna himself. Tam uvacha rishikesa prahasan iva bharata. Prahasan iva bharata. Prahasan means smiling. So Krishna spoke to Arjuna with smiling face. Iva bharata, like that. Bharata means who is Bharata. Bharata here is being referred to Dhritarashtra, who is the descendant of Bharat. Senayor ubhayor madhe visidantam idam vachaha. Senayor ubhayor madhe, in the midst of the enemies. Senayor ubhayor madhe, in the midst of the enemies. Visidantam idam vachaha. Visidantam means unto the lamenting one. So who was the lamenting one? Arjuna was the lamenting one. Idam vachaha, the following words. So Arjuna with a smiling face in the midst of the enemies spoke the following words. So Sanjaya informed this to whom? Dhritarashtra, who is being referred to here as Bharata, the descendant of Bharat. The English translation of this Sanskrit text is, O descendant of Bharat, at that time Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna, the lamented one, the falsely lamented one Arjuna, grief-stricken Arjuna. The purport, now we will read the purport. The talk was going on between intimate friends, namely the Rishikesh and the Gudakesh. Who is the Rishikesh and Gudakesh? Rishikesh is Krishna and Gudakesh is Arjuna. So Krishna and Arjuna were in the battlefield. Who were they? They were very intimate friends. As friends, both of them were on the same level. Generally, the friends are on the same level. Not generally, always. A boss and an employee cannot be an intimate friend. They can be friends, but not that intimate friends. But an intimate friends are always on the same level. But we'll read what is the situation. As friends, both of them were on the same level, but one of them voluntarily became a student of the other. So who became a student of the other? Arjuna became the student of Krishna. So now the level is changed. Krishna was smiling because a friend had chosen to become a disciple. So this was the reason why Krishna was smiling. Krishna was smiling because Arjuna had taken up the position of Krishna's student, and therefore he was smiling. As Lord of all, he is always in the superior position. Now here in this war, they were intimate friends, so they were on the same level. But we should know that as Krishna is the Lord of all, he is always in the superior position as the master of everyone, and yet the Lord agrees to be a friend, a son, or a lover for a devotee who wants him in such a role. But out of affection for his devotees, out of love for his devotees, he accepts to be a friend, a son, or a lover. And therefore, in this particular position, he had agreed to become an intimate friend of Arjuna. But as soon as Budakes or Arjuna wanted him to become his spiritual master, immediately he took up the position of his guru or spiritual master. So that's the love. That is because of the love of Krishna towards his devotees. But when he was accepted as the master, when Krishna was accepted as the master, he at once assumed the role and talked with the disciple like the master, with gravity as it is required. A guru, a spiritual master, has that gravity which is always required in a spiritual master, and with that gravity Krishna spoke to Arjuna. It appears that the talk between the master and the disciple was openly exchanged in the presence of both armies, so that all were benefited. Senayor ubhayor madhye, in amidst the Senayor ubhayor madhye, in the midst of the Sena of the army of the both party. So this talk was openly exchanged amidst the army. Why? Because so that all gets benefited. So the talks of Bhagavad Gita are not for any particular person, society, or community, but they are for all, and friends or enemies are equally entitled to hear them. So the talks of Bhagavad Gita are not just for any caste, creed, sect, or race, or religion, or whatever, but they are for all, and friends or enemies are equally entitled to hear them. So that was text 9 and 10 of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. If you're liking my videos, then please subscribe to my channel. Also press the like button, and if you want to get notifications about my new videos, then press the notification bell. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Bye bye.